Hi everybody, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Devotional Diva. My name is Makeup Dr. Cherie, and I appreciate you tuning in today, Tuesday, I believe it's September the 12th, and just a beautiful day outside. Inside though, I had a little bit of difficulty at work. I feel like there was some kind of misunderstanding, and it bothered me, which is not, it's not, I like where I work, and the supervisor and managers are always very encouraging and very kind. So that's why this instance seemed a little more difficult for me. But let me start out with Psalms 19:14, which says, "May these words of my mouth and this meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight, Lord, my rock, my redeemer." And so going back to what happened to me today, I felt like it was a nice learning experience because in that moment, I feel like you either deal from a place of love or fear. And usually all other emotions stem from that, like anxiety, worry, anger, all of those things go back to fear. And so I think that I was afraid that I was being misunderstood, that they didn't understand that I was trying to do the right thing. And, but I learned something from that, and I thought, I don't have to try to defend myself in this moment, and it's going to be okay. And it kind of reminded me of a song I really love from Tasha Combs, "I'm Getting Ready," featuring Nicki Minaj. Who knows, those two would get together for a song, but it is fabulous, and I wish I could play it on here without getting in trouble, but I don't know, with licensing and everything. But let's talk about some verses on the Lord fighting for you. And Deuteronomy 24 says, "For the Lord your God is the one who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies and give you victory." And I don't mean to say that any of the coworkers or supervisors or anything like that are enemies. For me, I think the enemy was my emotion trying to get me down, because words are just words. They can't make you feel any way. It's just words. So for me, I feel like the enemy was me being so hard on myself, me getting really emotional after that, or feeling really emotional about that. So it had nothing to do with I'm not putting that on any person, because that is me. That's what's going on inside my head, and I feel like that's kind of like the devil trying to work on me, saying with me being negative. So I feel like that is the enemy that I'm fighting against. In Joshua 23:10, it reads, "One man of you shall chase 1,000. For the Lord your God is he who fights for you as he promised you." I love that. Like, one man can stand up to 1,000. He that is in you is he that is greater, those that are in the world. And so I believe that all things work to the good of those that love the Lord, and that everything is going to be okay. And I don't have to worry. I don't have to be upset. I don't have to be afraid. And Deuteronomy 3:22 says, "You must not fear them, for the Lord your God himself fights for you." And them could be, people, circumstances, problems, emotions. God fights for you. Let go of all that stuff. For me, in this instance, it was my own self. That was the negative emotions that I needed to get rid of and let go of, so that I could continue to do my job well. And I thought I really liked, like I said, I never thought I'd be quoting Nicki Minaj from a gospel song, and I love her in this. One of the things that she says is, "I don't gotta talk, the Lord defends me." And then later she says, "Even though I cried, I know I'd be fine, but prepare for miracle blessing in these times." Such a great song. I'll try to put a link here so that you can go listen to it. Love, love, love it. I know some people talked about how Tasha Cobbs shouldn't, collaborate with Nicki Minaj, but it's just like, really, we're all sinners. We've all fallen short of the glory of God. I cannot judge anybody. I mean, no one sin is greater than the other. So who are we to say? I don't know Nicki Minaj, what kind of relationship she has with God. So, and honestly, I don't really follow her music in general. I know that she's extremely popular, and but anyway, so I just love that. Just remember that God fights for you. God fights for you. And when I was looking up verses for that, I found them on a blog. I looked up verses for God fighting for you. And I'll put the link to the blog, the young lady that does the blog, in the description below too. I appreciate other people when they post things about the Lord. It always helps me. And I love the computer because you can just words of encouragement or God is fighting for you. So that's so fantastic. But again, remember that God fights for you. That if he is for you, who can be against you? Not to fear, not to fear man, but not to fear, a lot of times the enemy is not man. It is your emotions. It's your thoughts. It's your negative thoughts in your brain that's telling you that you should be angry or you can't do this or you're not smart enough or you're not good enough or that sort of thing. God fights for you. So give it all to God. That's what I did today as I prayed and said, take away these negative emotions, Lord. And I think that really helped too. So you guys just have a wonderful, blessed day. Know that God fights for you. Know that everything's going to be all right. And I'll see you tomorrow. That's it for another episode of Devotional Diva. My name is Makeup Dr. Cherie. Bye. God bless.